Welcome guys, today to a new video. Today I want to show you what should you look at when you want to buy a GS. Is it a 1200 or 1250? It's no matter, you should look at the same points, at the same spots. And what is the basic? We start with the basic and then later we start with the advanced GS problems where you can have maybe a deeper look into the bike, what life it has before you meet the bike, because some owners are treating them like racing machines, some other are treating it like off-road machines. I did both, so I think my GS is the best example how a GS should not look at or should not look like. And yeah, let's start with the basic. Let's start with the front of the bike. We have the brakes, so just have a look on the brakes pads and the brake disc. If you feel here with your finger some edge, then it means the brakes are a little bit on the end of their lifespan. It don't mean you need to exchange them immediately, but you need to have a look at it. The same on the brake pads. Just have a look from this side or from this side. It depends how the bike stays, but mostly from this side you see a good edge of the pads, how they are worn. If they're on the limit, okay, then you can maybe say, let's say 200 euros less for the bike, because the pads need to be exchanged. And pads are basically for the GS not that expensive, but you have some point where you can lower the price of the bike. The next thing is look at the tire on the front, because on the front the tire is very much aggressive worn out on the GS than on other bikes. It don't matter how people are riding, but you have a lot of weight from the bike on the front tire. So this part of the tire is much more exposed to stress and it wore out more. So have a look, is the profile low? Then of course you can also talk about the money stuff. If you get the bike maybe cheaper because tires needs to be exchanged. For me personally, I like bikes where the tires are worn out when I buy them, because then I can choose what tire will be on the bike. And most people are liking Contis, the other one is Michelin, the other one is Bridgestone. So everyone has his own preference, and when you buy a new bike, it's good when you buy your own tires new, because then you get your tires where you have the possibility to test the bike with the tires where you have the most confidence to go to the limits on the beginning of the bike when you get to know at each other. When we are on the front, just also have a look here on the casing. Is there some scratches, like here you see there are some stone marks. This metal is, for example, very important, because then no stones fly. Here also protection, not standard, is protecting that not many stones are flying there, but of course stones will hit this area of the engine. The same about the radiators, how the radiators are look. Such a guard is helping the radiator to stay alive and healthy. And the same about the brakes, the tire we do on the back too, because on the back we have also a brake and a tire. Then you have the spokes of the GS. The GS comes with alu wheels and spoke wheels. The spoke wheels on the 1200s, there were on 2017, 2018 a bike, let's say Charge, where the spokes got loose after a time. But spokes are never maintenance free. Spokes need to be every time checked when you have ridden it over, let's say, 10,000 kilometers. So every service you need to check the spokes. To check the spokes, I will show you now. Let's say it's more improvised, but in real you need to have a look on the noise, how it does, so every key or screwdriver is doing the job well. You have here a tool, and then you just go to the spokes and you hear a sound, and if the sound is here high resonance, then they are okay, but if you hear like that deep resonance, then they are loose, and then yeah, they need just a tighten, but sometimes a tighten is not enough, you need to change the whole wheel. So have it in your mind. The next thing is check the oil level. Maybe also on the beginning, if it's cold, check the oil level, how much oil we have. When the engine runs and it's hot after your test drive or something, also check how the oil level is after that, just to have a comparison. Yeah, is it on minimum? Then maybe the guy didn't look for longer for the oil, or yeah, it was maybe not that in good hands as he is supposing to tell you. Because most people that have a bike, they check, and always they want to maintain maximum of oil on their bike. Some say, yeah, middle is good enough. Middle is also good enough, of course, but most of the people, I can say, they want to have to be sure maximum is maximum, and they have it. Then, of course, if you have crash bars, they are scratched or not, then you can also tell, is the bike fallen or crashed. There is nothing wrong about the fallen bike, let's say. The crash bar will be only without the painting or will be scratched, but basically this is something, yeah, it needs to be something for you. How you want to use the bike. Do you want the ugly bitch, or you want to have a shiny bike from a storage store? So it depends to you what you want to have and how you look at things like scratches or anything else. The same about the upper bars, the same about the plastic, they are scratched or not. And yeah, have a look if the wheels are around, maybe much of stone hits or other hits it got. And also, if you zoom here in, if you see here, you see there is like a gold shine, but this is different. This is because the bike hit here a stone and the wheel got bent, and then this will be on a different gold level or black level, or it's no matter what color it is, the shine will be different on this spoke part of the wheel. This is a perfect example. If it hits a wheel, then it's a little bit bent. The bike is still driving, of course, but this is also something for you, that you know how the bike was maybe used or how the wheels are. The front wheel is more supposed to that than the back wheel. During it's hitting first and taking most of the hit. And the BMW wheels are made out of butter, so yeah, it don't need to be a big stone to hit when they look like that. The next thing is, look on the brake levers. Is it worn out or not? Then you can also choose, has it high kilometers or has it higher kilometers than he's saying, because a bike that has maybe 5,000 kilometers but the lever is here completely scratched and is really worn out, then I can say suspect that it has 5,000 kilometers on it, or he has really aggressive boots, but I don't think so. Also, the scratches on the plastic is something you should have a look on the bike. And yeah, then have a look on the bash plate on the lower part. Then you have here the bash plate. This is the stock bash plate, and of course other bash plate was mounted before, then you will not see anything. But what is behind the bash plate is the exhaust. The exhaust is telling you also a lot about the bike, because as you see, the heat stress and the color is completely different than on bikes than you will find on the showroom. This means this bike was driven through water, a lot in rain, maybe in winter, or it was basically driven in mud. Then we are on the back of the bike. Of course, the same procedure. Have a look on the wheel, and is it scratched or not? As you see, this wheel is scratched on the whole surface. This means it was somewhere grabbed deeply, and it was sand, stones and everything that were touching the wheel. Also it shows you how the bike was used, and also the cardan. Is it scratched on this face, then it means it was fallen and it was somewhere sliding down the hill or something. This protector is helping a lot also, but you can also tell is it scratched or not. The same about the swing arm here on the front. How looks the swing arm here on the lower part, because it's more supposed to hit something with this part, because you have here a big thing of metal that is standing out of the bike. The same also here about this area. When you drive with the bike and you go front back with the boot, then you will scratch the boot here. And also look on this area here, because this one is not protecting from scratches from the boot on this area. It can be that it was ridden on the road or off-road. It's no matter, because it depends how you position your foot, but as I say, it will be scratched here, and it can tell you how the bike was used. If you look here also on the baggage system, on the luggage system, is the luggage system somewhere cracked? Mostly they crack here on this area, or on the back area. These two areas are more supposed to be cracked when it was loaded a lot and then driven not on road, just off road, because the luggage will jump all the time. The main stand, for example, most people like me, they never used it, so it was off of the bike and it looks like new, and then you can say okay, it was never mounted. So also have a look how the main stand looks, because the main stand is something it likes corrosion, so it also can tell you a little bit about the bike. Was it standing in the garage? Was it standing outside? Was it driven in the winter? Because mainly if you drive in rain, then normally it should be okay, but if you drive in winter, then winter is killing the bike. Then we look on the suspension. Is the rear damper wet or not? We can go in and put the finger in, or just look on the lower end of the from the bottom. So this is also an indication how the bike was used, and after 80,000 kilometers the ESA suspension is more normally leaking. So also main this in your head, okay, this will be an expensive exchange. The same on the front. We have a look on the suspension, on the forks and on the damper. How is it looking? Here you have a rubber part when you sit, and as you see, this gets scratched easily. Even a bike with 5,000 kilometers, it can be when you have trousers or jacket that is aggressive to it, it will scratch it. But this is not expensive, don't worry. It costs, I think, 40 euros or something new at BMW, but for my opinion, I wouldn't buy it, because if you buy the new one, it will be scratched during a week. But here also a sticker, really nice, it protects the bike. Then on the instrumentation, you can tell about the grips. How is the bike? This bike has over 40,000 kilometers, so you see the grips are used, and they are not anymore fresh or new. Even on the left side you see it's a little bit more worn out almost like it has 100,000 kilometers. So yeah, that tells you a little bit also how the bike was used. Dirty hands, rub more, and yeah, it happens. Then the screen, it's also nice when you have a protection. This is still the original protection film that was applied by BMW, because I said I will never spend money to buy a extra one. So yeah, it's still the original one. The original is good enough for me, for example, because I'm more to use the bike than to buy unnecessary features. And yeah, that's basically it, what you should look at. The gears, of course, test drive it, how the gears are operating. I can say to you, the quick shifter will be never like on a S1000RR or on another 4-cylinder. The Boxer quick shifter is not the best one, especially from the first to the second gear. And yeah, BMW was never the best one to build gearboxes at Boxer engines. So yeah, they are a little bit not the German engineering you would expect, but don't worry, just have a look on noises, what appears when you drive the bike. At 1250 will create a noise up from 2000 to 3000 RPM on some points. When you accelerate, don't worry, most of the noises are normal. If it's too loud, then it's not normal, but most of the noises, they are necessary, otherwise it would be not a GS. So thank you for watching. I hope I helped you to go through the bike and explain you what you should look at. And you see here my GS as it shouldn't look like, but then you know what you're buying. And thank you for watching. If you like, please like and subscribe, and see you next time. Bye.